Greetings, folks. Greetings. I already put a little message here because I didn't want to mess up the momentum, you know. Because the stupid thing doesn't know when you go from title to... That would all be in bold if I just continued from title, you know how it is. Word can't discern a title from the rest of the stuff. It was originally the Docks of Liverpool, but I changed to the Raid on Liverpool because I felt that sounded more dynamic. This is very exciting to me because this is almost like starting a new book after that whole long train thing. That was about 100 pages, maybe a little more. Okay. No action today, folks. Just gonna be character introductions, I think. Ireland didn't know the history. Ireland Richington. Let's see. Colonel. Yeah, he's a colonel at this point. Ireland Richington didn't know the history of Liverpool. Like Redwich or Baring Hill. But he had done his research, and he was surprised at the connections. Just a second. Surprised at the connection his family had with the city, with the famed port city. I guess I should have read more of the Wikipedia article for Liverpool before I came here. It's not even going to be called Liverpool in the finished story. I might have already come up with a new name for it. I'm, you know, renaming everything except for the fictional places that I made up myself, which is, I don't have to update them. Because, you know, they're my own creations. They don't exist in real life, so there's no need to change the name. Let's see, he was surprised at the connection. I've come up with fake names even for places like Atlantis that probably are fictional in our world, but, you know, we don't know for sure. During the earlier civil wars of Chromia's past, Bridgington men had fought to claim the city for their respective side of the conflict. The fighting had been... Liverpool had seen some gruesome fighting centuries ago, and more recently with the Blitkin occupation. Okay. Sorry, folks. It's a bit outrageous. I record this session for literally only less than 20 minutes, but I can't get any quiet in the house during that time. Maybe I should start earlier. More recently with the Blitkin occupation of Chromia. Here's a fun fact for you folks. In the year 1300, the life expectancy of someone in Britain was 35 years old. That puts things in perspective. With the Blitkin occupation of Chromia. We've really upped that life expectancy, haven't we, folks, since 1300. I like the, you know, 700 years of history. You'd think there would be some progress medical-wise. I'm sure there was more medical progress in 10 years. In 10 years in our century than in the whole century of the 1300s. But I don't know. Maybe they did do some good work. That might have been the century that they invented the use of medical leeches or something. I don't know. More recently with the Blitkin occupation. The city had been... The city was founded over 700 years ago. And Liverpool and Ireland often wondered how many people lived and died in the city in that time. Their old bones buried deep underneath modern streets and cemeteries that were undone, that were weathered away by time. Arlen read somewhere that the life expectancy of someone of a chrome back in. Unbelievable. People are still talking. I hope you can't hear that, folks. Jeez. And of course, when I'm done with the writing session, nobody will be talking because that's just the way it is. Someone will interrupt the writing session to tell me to turn the heater off, like it needs to be done immediately. 1300 was 30 or so. Arlen was already there. Almost. He was 29. Although 49. They're 28. Same age as his wife, Dominique, known as the Entity to those who feared her, and the Goddess to those who revered her. Arlen supposed he was somewhere in the middle. He viewed her as a person first. All those as a person. And his lover. All this person, his lover, liver, and the mother of his children. And the mother of his children. Child. Only one child at this point. Arlen ended up being a bit like one of those dads from the Middle Ages or 1800s who had like 20 kids. Let's see. Her powers were a major part of her, no doubt. But to Arlen, no doubt. Wait, what am I trying to say here? Arlen couldn't just ignore her amazing powers. Dummy had it all. Had a lot of gifts. Even if she lost all her powers tomorrow. Something that sometimes she did lose her powers due to unforeseen circumstances. That's not how you spell circumstances, but I almost wish it was. That's a cool way to spell that. All her powers tomorrow. Sometimes she did lose, even though if she lost all her powers tomorrow. Lose all her powers tomorrow. She did, even if she lost all her powers tomorrow. Sorry, folks, I'm getting a little annoyed here because I keep hearing people talking. Sometimes she did lose her powers. Unforeseen circumstances. She would still be beautiful and very intelligent. What Dami was, at the moment, was quite busy with this or that. She was not at Arlen's side at Liverpool. Finally, are they going to bed? Jesus. I can't believe it. 12, 13. I won't hear a peep. after this writing session is done, I guarantee it. It'll be like I'm the only one in the house, but when I have the writing session active, oh yeah, that's the time to come out and chatter. Let's see. There's an Ireland side at Liverpool. She was... Alan actually didn't know. No, where she was. But he hoped she wasn't in the middle of some dangerous adventure. Alan would prefer to be with her during those times. He needed to protect her. Though they had both saved each other's lives numerous times. It was not just a matter of Dami being his protector, and they had worked alone plenty of times. Alan certainly didn't. Alan, on the trip to Liverpool, certainly didn't feel like she was present but invisible, some guardian angel watching over him. Arlen would tell Dami about this mission when it was concluded. All the strange things that happened. And she would probably tell him about what she had been up to. Probably using pretty beige language to describe something harrowing and something most would say was very harrowing. Exciting. Once in a lifetime kind of thing. I don't suppose he and Dami did once in a lifetime stuff every few days. We suppose this was... I don't imagine his life would be like this even after the end of the Jade War. A small price to pay to be with Dominique. Arlen, an agent of the SOE, was sent to Liverpool to sabotage the large docks there. The docks of Liverpool varied from civilian to military, with many of the Cromish Navy's ships once built and repaired there during the early part of World War III, and Bloodkins made use of the facilities there during their two times as its master, as the city's master. As the Jade, the current masters of Liverpool, were using the city to house the city's docks, to house and repair their own navy, which had taken quite a beating since the start of the war. The Jade Navy was a shadow of its former self. The destruction, the sabotage of the Liverpool docks would severely hamper their ability to project naval power around Crimea, leaving it ripe for invasion by the U.S. Navy. The plan was to, Alan was pretty sure, the plan was to take back Crimea and then use that as a springboard for invading and liberating Europe. That was not what ended up happening, but it was. With Crimea being invaded and liberated at the same time that Crimea and Ireland being invaded and liberated at the same time as E-Day, the liberation of Western Europe, with the Zeton carrier fleet being used as a springboard for both invasions. They didn't have an island to invade. The inventive Zetons ended up bringing a moving island. Built a fleet of special transport carriers and the inventive Zetons built a fleet of transport carriers. And used those floating islands as their springboard. I hope that makes sense. With the Atlantic. There. That sounds more proper. Ireland was in the dark about all this. Naturally. He was too far down the chain of command to know the Allied plans for liberation. He was a grunt. He died, they were told. He was a grunt on the ground. He had been fighting as a guerrilla the last 3 years. Dami hadn't been. She had been mostly hidden away, except for the occasional. She had been mostly hidden away. She had mostly hidden away, working on her own projects, occasionally appearing in a rather dramatic fashion and causing a lot of trouble for the Jade. It was Belvert, Dami's unpowered double, who worked as a gorilla. Is she here in this story? I'll have to see, folks. Let's see. Belle. Are you here, Belle? No, I don't see her in the notes. Gotta bring her back soon because she's like... She's kind of an important character. She's like Dominique if Dominique didn't have her godlike powers, which allows me to use notes and ideas from stories where she wasn't a goddess. Of course, I'm gonna write other universes where Dami is more... She doesn't have these godlike powers, you know. Different universe stories. I would like to keep them all in the same universe, but that's just not possible, so... Plus, all universes, you can kill off characters if you want, and raise the stakes and all that. Let's see, Bill has worked as a gorilla under Ireland command. Belle wasn't here either. Wasn't in Liverpool either. She was on another assignment, likely in relation, somewhere in Selgoria. Selgoria being France in this universe, naturally. Okay, folks, see you later. This is 21 minutes in. Have a nice day.